Are you interested in building near real-time data pipelines to Microsoft Fabric? That is exactly what I'm going to cover in this video. Welcome to the video. My name is Aleksi and on this channel I cover all things Azure. And today we're going to build a near real-time data pipeline to Microsoft Fabric. Our setup for that pipeline is going to be that we're going to have an Azure Event Hub and then we're going to use that to stream our data to Fabric's event stream. And then the event stream is going to write that data to a Delta table. This is also a tutorial and demo at the same time. And if you want to follow along with this tutorial, you would need to have an Azure subscription and capabilities to create an event hub for that subscription. And then you would need a Fabric workspace. And also you would need a personal computer with a Python installed. Before we start to build this solution, let me quickly illustrate to you that solution in PowerPoint so you get a better idea what are we building today. So we're going to start from the Azure subscription, and to that subscription we're going to create an Event Hub namespace. To that namespace we're going to create one Event Hub. And what is an Event Hub? It's basically a cloud-native data streaming service that can stream millions of events per second with a low latency from any source to any destination. And then for that Event Hub, we need to create the send policy. And we're going to use our computer with a Python script to send some fake temperature data to that Event Hub using that send policy that will allow basically sending data to that Event Hub. And next, we're going to create a listen policy to that Event Hub that allows us to listen that event stream that we are pushing to that Event Hub from our computer using that Python script. And next, we're going to open up Microsoft Fabric, and there we are going to create an event stream. And basically, event stream is a feature in Microsoft Fabric that captures and transforms and routes real-time events to various destinations with a no-code experience. And there we are going to use that listen policy that we just created and listen that stream of events that are coming from our Event Hub, and then we're going to route that stream to a Delta table. And then that data is going to update in that Delta table near real time. So let's start building this solution. Okay, now we have the Azure portal open here, and I'm going to create a new Event Hub namespace to this resource group. Let's click Create, and let's find our Event Hubs. Here it is, and let's create a new Event Hub namespace. First we have to name it. And then we're going to check that location is okay. I'm going to have it in West Europe. And then we're going to select the pricing tier that is going to be basic. That should be enough for this exercise. Then we can just click review and create because we don't need to touch other settings here. And we can click create. And now Azure is deploying that Event Hub namespace. This is going to take a little while, so I will speed things up here. And now our deployment has been completed. Next, we can go to our resource and create that Event Hub to this namespace. Let's go to the resource, and then we can go to the Event Hubs. Let's create a new Event Hub from here. Let's name our Event Hub. And now we can click Create. And now Azure is creating this Event Hub to our namespace, and it has been already created. Next thing to do is set up that send policy to this Event Hub so we can send data from our Python script to this Event Hub. Let's create a new policy and let's call that send temp data, and then we're going to use the send setting here so we are able to send data via this policy to this Event Hub. And now we can open up this policy and check out our keys. One thing to note here that these keys are secrets and you shouldn't really show them like I'm showing them here. But because I'm going to destroy this Event Hub after I'm done with this demo, it doesn't really matter at this point. But you should keep your secrets safe and not expose them like I do now. And from here we are going to need a connection string that we are going to use to connect to this Event Hub using that Python script that I have created. So let's copy our connection string here. And next we can open up our Python script. Now I have the VS Code open here and I have my Python script here. Let me quickly explain to you what this Python script does. Basically, this will connect to our Event Hub and then send a temperature reading between 24 and 26 degrees to that Event Hub. And that temperature reading will be sent every 10 seconds to that Event Hub, so it will not be spamming constantly that data there. Before using this script, you have to install Azure Event Hub using pip. I have already done that, but I can illustrate to you how that is done. So you go to your command line and run this command that I have set to that first row here. and then it will install the Azure Event Hub to this environment. Also, I will provide this Python script to you in the video description, so you will find it there. The only modification that we have to do here is that we have to set up our connection string and our Event Hub name. Let's first set up the connection string that I just copied from our Event Hub. There it is. And next, we have to set up our Event Hub name that can be found from our connection string as well as the entity path value here. And that we will put to the next row. And now we can save the script and then we can run it using Python. And now the script is running and it is already sending some temperature readings to our Event Hub. Next, let's go back to Azure Portal and let's configure listen policy for this Event Hub so we can listen this event stream coming from this Python script in Microsoft Fabric. And now we are back in the Azure Portal and let's create a new policy to this Event Hub. And it's going to be called listen temp data, and it's going to use the listen policy or listen claims here. Let's create that. And same thing with this policy, we have the keys here, and this time we are actually going to need the primary or the secondary key for connecting to Fabric. Let's copy the primary key this time. And now we can go to Microsoft Fabric and start building our event stream. Let's open the Microsoft Fabric and here we can find the event stream. And here we have a little explanation for event stream, and it says capture, transform and route real-time event streams to various destinations in desired format with no code experience. So we want to create one event stream. And then we have to name our event stream and then we can click create. And now it is loading the development UI that is going to be used for developing this event stream. And first we have to configure the source for this event stream. And here we can see that we have a bunch of different sources available in this event stream. But for now, we are going to use the Azure Event Hubs as source for this event stream. So let's select that. We have to give our source a name. We can basically use our Event Hub as the name for this source. And then we want to create a new cloud connection. And here we are going to use the Event Hub namespace name. And this says that please provide an Event Hub namespace or the full namespace with domain. I can provide the full namespace with domain here. And then we have to add our Event Hub name here. Next we have to give a name to our connection. Let's name this connection underscore our Event Hub name. And only authentication method that we have currently available is the shared access key. And that is basically the key that I just showed you here, basically the primary or the secondary key. And we already copied the primary key, so we are going to use that. And then we are going to write the key name that is basically our policy name. So it is the listen temp data. And now let's create this one. Now we can find that connection from our connection list and let's select that. Next, we have to select our consumer group. Since I haven't specified any special consumer groups, we can just use the default consumer group that should be available here if you have done everything correctly. And then we can click add. And soon this event stream will be fetching some data from our Event Hub and it will be shown here so we can preview how does the data look. This might take a little while, but now the data is available. And here we can see how does the data look. So basically we have the temperature reading here, and then we have the event process time, and then the event enqueued time. And now we can move forward in our configuration. Next, we want to configure the destination where we want our event stream to go. And that is going to be a table in our lakehouse. So let's create a new destination to this event stream. And it's going to be lakehouse. We can add a destination name. Let's have that to be our table name. So we are going to have this temp demo table. Next, we're going to select the workspace. It's going to be my workspace and then my lakehouse that I have created for these demo purposes. And then we are going to create a new table to that lakehouse called temp demo table. And our input data format will be JSON because that's how it's coming from the Event Hub, how we have configured things. And then we can go to advanced settings and set maximum duration when the data is written to that delta table to be 60 seconds. So every 60 seconds at least the data will be written there. And now I will show you a cool little feature in this event stream that allows us to manipulate the data that is coming in and add new columns and filter out the data and do some data transformations. And to do that, we have to open this event processor. And basically this description says that event processor enables you to transform and preview the data that is being processed for the destination. So let's open the event processor. And here we have a similar UI that we had there on that previous screen. And here we can do some data transformations. Basically, we have to add these nodes in between the event stream and our destination. And here are the operations that we have currently available here. So we can aggregate things, we can expand, we can filter, we can group by, we can manage fields, or we can union things. For now, let's just have manage fields, and then we are going to add all the fields that we have in the data. And then we're also going to create a new field to this data. Let's make this a bit smaller here. And here are the functions that are available when creating this new field. We can create the new field as a copy of an existing column, or we can use some built-in datetime function, or built-in string functions, or built-in mathematical functions. For now, I'm going to use the round function, and we are going to round the temperature value, and we're going to set length to 0. And basically 0 means that we're going to have 0 decimals, meaning that we're going to round that to the nearest whole value. Suggested the name to be round number. Maybe I will change it to rounded temperature, so it is more descriptive what's happening there. Then we can click add. Now we have added this rounded temperature to be one of the columns here. And we can click done, and now we have configured this managed fields node here. Let's add one more node here. Let's try the filter node for demo purposes here. Let's filter based on the rounded temperature, and maybe we want to have all the values that are greater than equal to 25. Remember, our Python script is sending values from 24 to 26. So now we are only keeping values that will be rounded to 25 or up. Then we can click done. And now we have our filter set up here. And I think these are the transformations that we're going to go with in this demo. Next we can click done. And now we have configured our destination correctly. So we can click add here. And now it is adding our destination to this event stream. And now this will take a little while, so I will speed things up. But when it's setting it up, it will actually create the delta table to our lakehouse to which the data will be then written. So we can check that out soon. And while we're waiting our event stream to configure our destination, I would like to encourage you to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more Azure and Fabric content. It doesn't cost you anything, and I would highly appreciate that. And now our event stream is up and running, and we can see that our source is streaming and our destination is ingesting. And now we can go to our lakehouse and let's check out our destination table. And here we can see how does the data look in that delta table to which we are streaming the data. So we can see that we have that rounded temperature column here that we created in that event stream logic, and we have those rounded values there. So we cannot see any 24 values here, which means that our filter also worked fine. And after this, you could example set up a Power BI report to read this table and get some near real-time data to Power BI. And one other thing to note about event streams is that we could actually have multiple sources and multiple destinations here. So it's not limited to one source and one destination. So you could be streaming this data to multiple different locations. If you're interested in learning more about Fabric, you could check out this video next, where I cover an introduction to Fabric notebooks. Now I thank you for watching and see you in the next video.